Welcome to 6 Minute Hump Day, where we help entrepreneurs get through their busy week with a dash of inspiration, motivation, and a touch of education.
We are live. Welcome to the Jeff Lopes Inc. podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Lopes. We have a new guest on, Cam. Cam, say hi to everyone.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good to be here.
We're going to bring Cam on our 6 Minute Hump Day because Cam has podcasts, and you guys are going to hear him later on in one of our other podcasts, Road to Redemption. But Cam's also an 8-year vet, and he brings a law enforcement side to a topic that's on the media right now with George Floyd and the situation that occurred the other day. I'd like to hear his mindset on it and all that. So you want to take it, Cam?
But yeah, I was a military police officer, 31 Bravo. Deployed to Guantanamo Bay, so I worked in the corrections field and law enforcement field, for very experienced. Yeah, you want me to go right into my thoughts on this?
Just go into it. Yeah, this is such a hot topic, and it's such a crazy story with the live cam, and there's so many different angles to it right now. Even right now, all the rallies, and there's a lot of stuff that are going on with it that I'm against. Like, I'm protesting. I'm a pure favor for protesting, but when you churn into vandalism and setting things on fire and causing shit, now you're getting, I find, criminals are taking advantage of the situation, which I fucking hate as well.
Sure.
So there's two angles of it.
Let's jump right head first into this shit. So I have yet to see a police officer that's trying to justify the acts of putting a knee in this, and I have yet to see one, right? That's not going to happen. What you're gonna see, and what I've personally seen, is what I compared this morning to contrasting, right? In a photo, if you add or take away contrast, what does it do? It brings things to light, or it hides them in the background. That's what people are trying to do. George Floyd was brutally murdered by a police officer who happened to be white. Now, I put up a video where I gave my experience. I was a military police officer for 8 years. I was in trouble quite a few times in my military experience for my drinking. I was also arrested in civilian life 3 times for drinking. Twice, I was arrested by black officers. I was always treated with kindness, fairness. One time I had a gun on me. Always treated with kindness, fairness, respect. I made the observation that George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery were not treated with that same kindness. Now, I didn't say why that was. I can't infer that this gentleman specifically hated him because of his race. Now, it comes later. It's seen that they worked together at a club at one point. Not sure if they were around each other, but they allegedly worked together. So here's the thing, right? I've known great cops, and I've known people who have no business being there. We as human beings know what it looks like to be talked down to. When you're doing, one, a completely unauthorized move to detain someone, which is kneeing them on their neck, can't do that. You're barely allowed to knee someone in their back most of the time. I mean, you've got to be off the spine in a very controlled place. It's not a good look. On the neck is never going to be okay. And then having a dude 90 degrees begging you, okay, I'll revert. So never once has that ever been okay. When I see people do things and they go, well, white people get murdered too. It's like, that's not the fucking point. The fucking point is, and it may come because I didn't grow up in a population that was majority minorities, but the high school I went to had a lot of black, Muslim, Mexican. We had everything. So I didn't grow up in the rich neighborhoods or anything. So I know what it looks like for people to be fucked with for just trying to do their day to day. Now, whether their day to day is right or wrong, we're not really questioning that right now. I don't know what he did. They said it was supposed to be a fraudulent bill or something. How many people have probably used a fraudulent bill that you don't know about? I mean, from the story I got, because there's a basketball player that knew him personally, they said he moved to Minnesota or Minneapolis to try to get his life together. He was minding his own fucking business. So where I get angry with the contrast, right? Saying white people get killed too, or all white cops don't just do it. You're correct. There are great police officers out there. My Muay Thai coach is one. I love her to death. But in communities where finances are low and people have an example set for them that trapping, selling drugs, rapping, living that lifestyle, or doing some other chop top type shit is going to get them out of that, nah. I understand that act needs to be corrected, but we are bringing to attention the fact that it happens a lot to black people. So you can contrast that all you want. You know, I've had plenty of friends try and go, well, it happens. It happens a lot in the African American community.
Where's your mindset with all the, and we talked about this quickly before we went live, where's your mindset with all the rallies and now all the vandalism and all the vandalism and all the looting and all that crap that's going on right now?
So here's the thing. Protest. Yes. Now,
100%. Yeah.
Organize protest. Hey, y'all outside this man's house peacefully? That's doing something. You scaring the shit out of him. From what I hear, he's kind of a bitch to begin with. I know he is by his actions because he couldn't handle himself. He had to resort to some bullshit to keep himself on his own too, you know. But I digress. The people outside his house, yes. You smashing up your own target for a business that doesn't do anything and smashing up the auto zone, you didn't do nothing. So you used it exactly. You said it exactly. That was people taking advantage of a situation.
Criminals taking advantage of a situation to benefit for themselves.
But we talk about it again. Contrast. Every human being has their own perspective, and through that perspective, we contrast everything. Well, a lot of them go, "This is my time. I can get up right now. I can level up right now, and ain't shit gonna happen to me." Most of them are probably gonna turn around and flip that shit and make money. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not justifying it. What they're doing is 100% wrong. But I put a post up on my Facebook where I had a close friend of mine when I was growing up killed, not by a police officer, but he was throwing eggs at cars. Guy got out of his car. All the kids ran. He's a big kid, big black kid. He got him on the ground, said, "If you don't get on the ground, I'm going to fucking kill you." He got on the ground, shot him, killed him. And I made the post about whether you're a police officer or whether you're whatever. It's these snap judgment decisions. It's the things that people used to joke about. Oh, well, you see somebody walking down a dark alley, what are you going to assume? Well, we've got to change that.
Yeah.
We have to change that because there are some people walking down a dark alley, selling weed so they can buy Pampers. And there's some people walking down a dark alley to get home from their third job. You just didn't take the time to see that they got 3 aprons on. We're making these. Now, I'm not encouraging people to go walk down sketchy alleys. Please don't take that. Get my point, right?
Yeah.
It's our responsibility, right? I got 2 children that I'm responsible for. How they grow up and how they think is my responsibility.
I love you brought that up. That you just hit the nail on the head. I believe your upbringing, your values are very controlled by your home, right? And your authorities around you, how they perceive things. Growing up, you're gonna follow those footsteps.
Do you agree with this? And I'm gonna try to get it before I lose it.
Yeah.
Having a privilege, right? Like a white privilege, is not something you're aware of until it's made aware to you.
100%.
It's very easy to be defensive and go, I, Cam Williamson, don't have white privilege because I don't have financial success currently, and I don't live in a penthouse, and I've not been graced on the Netflix stage just because of it's easy for me to do those things, but it's also, it took this incident took me to go, I didn't get fucked up when I got arrested.
Yeah.
Every time I roll down my window from being pulled over, now I get scared as shit. Everybody does because I'm getting pulled over. I don't fear that I'm going to die.
Yeah. We're going to end it off with that note. Thank you for jumping on for a 6-minute hump day. Appreciate it, Cam. Thanks, brother.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.